Nancy. I'm so wonderful. How are you?
Good. You're in theme. I see those pins.
Of course, girl. This is all about Wonka today. They're so fun,
I know. It definitely adds to your sweater.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Love it.
Especially right now, holiday time, you can get to accessorize as much as you want.
Of course. So let's talk about Wonka and how this
Talk
goes
about,
parallel because everyone loves chocolate. We love chocolate. You are known for your book, which includes mole recipe, and chocolate is an essential
yes,
ingredient that many
yes,
people kind of like, what?
yes. Yeah. So I think one of the things that, yes, everyone says they love chocolate, loves chocolate, but I don't think a lot of people understand the power of chocolate, where chocolate comes from, and what it means to our culture. I think that this movie Wonka talked about just the power of chocolate in its own way, but when you think about the power of chocolate in our culture, I'm Mexican, I'm from Oaxaca, and to think that our ancestors, I'm Zapoteca, so to know like the Zapotecas, the Mayans, the Aztecs, they were all really understood the power of this. I think it really is why it gives us the essence of who we are today, and and just being able to talk about that, and even just the power of his dreaming, and this character in this movie, the power of what he wanted to really give people the perception, and feeding them great food. I think, wow, it blows my mind, and I one of the things I loved about the movie the most.
There's all sorts of chocolate. But I've also heard of cacao. Would that be the same thing?
So chocolate comes from the cacao beans. So chocolate, it really is a percentage of this bean. So I think a lot of people are used to eating bars of chocolate really that contain very little cacao. A lot of chocolates, the commercially sold chocolates in bulk, are maybe very little cacao, a lot of milk, sugar. But when you think about the actual ingredient of chocolate, where chocolate comes from, is from the cacao bean. It can be fermented, it could be roasted. There's so many ways of preparing it, and I think that's one of the beauties about Mexican food, the beauties about Oaxacan food, of what we do, is us providing these new flavors to the world. And yes, mole, chocolate is an essential part of mole. I'm from Oaxaca, but I think it's an essential part of our everyday culture. I grew up drinking mole every single day, drinking chocolate every single day as a kid. And I think a lot of people, when they think of a hot cup of chocolate, is out of warm milk and the holidays. And for me, I think of a water-based hot chocolate. Every single day, just on a Wednesday, in my home, because it was normal to us, in dipping our bread in the hot chocolate. I think that's who I am, and I love seeing the reflection of the power of chocolate in this movie so much.
And was it chocolate abuelita?
No, 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 no. We have our own hot chocolate in Oaxaca, that we make. My aunt would make actual bars of chocolate, and the women in the street down the streets from my home would make bars of chocolate from scratch. I've seen chocolate being made in front of me, and the power of how beautiful it is, and having a fresh roasted made chocolate bar that is just 60% cacao, almonds, cinnamon, and a little bit of sugar. That really is, I think, for me, the essence of a great cup of hot chocolate.
Wow. So you grew up with the full Wonka experience.
I wouldn't say the full Wonka experience, but I think when I closed my eyes, I think that's how it made me feel. It made me feel a little bit magical.
So what is the preparation for chocolate for mole?
Chocolate is a part, is an ingredient in mole. So when you're making mole at the end, when you've roasted your chiles, you've roasted all your spices, your aromatics, your seeds, your nuts, and you're ready to combine all these flavors together. At the end, you season it with two beautiful things. There's salt and there's chocolate, and they're used to season it. Now, we don't use milk bar chocolate, but we use our Oaxacan table chocolate.
I see. So since giving a little break to chocolate, can we talk a little bit about your book?
Yes, of course. I have been blessed enough, and privileged enough to publish two books that are out in the world. My first book was Oaxaca. That is really the best book to give in the holidays. If you were thinking of giving a cookbook, here's my little plug. Please buy a copy of our Oaxaca book. It's perfect for this time of year. There you will find all our recipes on mole, on chocolate, and many other Oaxacan essentials. And then my second book that was published this year is Asada, and that's all about the art of Mexican style grilling and just everything that has to do with asada cooking and asada life that comes from the Mexican American culture.
Wow, I bet Americans are digging anything asada.
Well, I think everyone's eating things asada because there's nothing more wonderful and delicious than just a taco de asada. Sometimes it just hits the spot.
Yes, for sure. So what's one of the recipes, one of your favorites from your latest book, asada?
Oh, there's so many. I think for me is just a classical marinade, my asada clásica, my carne asada clásica. That's what I call it, as the name of the recipe. That has just really all the quintessential ingredients that makes you feel that you're having a carne asada prepared in a carnicería. Paired with a salsa de molcajete, una salsa tatemada de aguacate is also really, really good. And a good tortilla, I think that my mouth is watering, but also even if you have that with, tengo unos frijoles, like the frijoles charros, the frijoles charros recipe is pretty fire too. I mean, there's so many.
Well, good thing it's lunchtime. I was waiting so I could work after otherwise.
Well, great to meet you, and go get some good mole.
Thank you. Thank you, Bricia. Congratulations on being
thank you.
and getting to speak to you today.
Thank you. My pleasure.